What up, NFT? How you doing, big dog? What up, Sid? How's work going? Works fine. Works fine. Haven't been working much. I've been working too hard. How's your life going, Sid? I had to move this head. Did you send all your emails today, huh? Yeah, specifically the ones to your mom. She loved them, by the way. Did you do all your dots today? That's a good question, NFT. How's your stippling going? Are you a pro yet? I took this and I rotated it in space. They'd be higher up. What up, Sliver? How you doing? How you doing? You know what, guys? I gotta run the ads real quick before I forget. I'm gonna run the ads. I'm gonna go get some water. I'll BRB, and then we'll get into it. All right? Give me a sec. What up, Damon? How you doing, big dog? You're not watching Glad right now? Aw, shucks, dude. I'm blushing. Here for me? That's crazy. I gotta rework this guy's torso. It ain't reading the way I want it to. Something's off here. I think I got the head figured out. I gotta get the torso right. There's like some offness going on. I couldn't think of any mom jokes. Stippling's going okay. Probably can't sleep today, but I'll finish it. Well, that's animation college, bro. Lots of sleepless nights. I promise you. That's just the way she goes. Come on, you fucking thing. There we go. Chat, I was thinking, if I can get this animation that I have to look good, part of me was thinking of doing some more interesting animation projects. I'll think of some ideas, but I do think I want to start focusing a little bit more on animation. At least a mix of character design and animation between the two, right? So I think every animation is going to need a character design unless we're going off a pre-existing design. But anyways, I'm soft launching the idea of doing more animation stuff. Are there any shows or things that you've considered doing and or considered not considered doing, but would have liked to see animated that just either wasn't done justice or just didn't hasn't been done? I'm curious. Berserk. Okay, well, Berserk is definitely kind of what I was thinking, to be quite honest. Are you doing it right now or using snack as an excuse to not do it? Took you long enough. Yeah, you better be doing your work right now. Fire Punch. That's the other that's the Chainsaw Man shit, right? Same guy who did Chainsaw Man or whatever? I've heard of it as of recently. How do I get this? Like his neck just feels so goddamn long. The dog scene, I'm sure. Yeah, on Twitch. I don't know what it is, but I assume if it involves a dog, it's probably not good. Animate the first pains of Berserk. Haha. Very funny, dude. Yeah, I'm gonna animate sex on stream. Why don't you animate stippling, dude? Why don't you get your freaking homework done, big dog? I'm gonna shrink him down a little bit here and then shift all of this stuff up. I might just need to straight up wipe his torso. NFT lurking? Alright, get out of here, NFT. Go do your work. It's time for the adults to hang out. We should ban NFT until he proves his homework is done. Where's Bobo when you need him? What up, Knifey? How you doing? A dog of adequate proportions. Speaking of dogs, how you doing, big dog? Why are you guys trying to set me up with some weird ass shit with Fire Punch, dude? I can tell you guys are on some other shit. You guys are telling me dogs, and now you're both sending crying emojis. Boom, boom, boom. They already promised to animate Fujimoto's work. I have a haunting feeling it will get animated. Berserk is the one that comes to mind for me that just has never been done justice. And I would like to see it done justice. The thing is, I don't know that I could do it. I don't think I'm that skilled. It would be a good way to improve my abilities, though. You know, as a fun little project. Just saying hi, though. I'm gonna have to go get some dinner. Have a fantastic one, Snack. No worries, big dog. Go get your dinner. I need to get a good rendition of Berserk before I die. Yeah, you and me both. Hey, Smellies. What up, Disney? How you doing, big dog? Chilling, procrastinating, editing as usual. Nice, dude. More paintball stuff. Is this song from any? Oh shit! I forgot to drop the Spotify or the Discord notification. Boom, 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 boom. Not more the same. Flights booked for World Cup. Sure, I'll take some there, but I got conscripted into a roster. Okay. Oh, so you're competing at the World Cup? How popular are World Cups in paintball? I know they made the Looking Back movie. Not sure if there's anything else. What up, Dave? How you doing? Shireen, already 10 minutes? I know, dude. You're so late. Oh my god, we're basically ending stream. Greetings from a uni lab. What are you doing in the lab, dude? You cooking something up? I really like this song. I don't know why. I heard Chainsaw Man, the Chainsaw Man movie's very good. To be honest, actually, I don't like Chainsaw Man. Please don't hate me. Don't hate me even more, guys. I've never seen it. I watched half an episode. That's as much of it I've seen. And it was just because everybody was like, you gotta watch it. And I watched it. Half of it. When I do the pants like this, it kind of looks like a big diaper. Okay, let me switch that up. I do like the diaper look on my heroes, but maybe not on my villains or anti-heroes or whatever the fuck this guy's gonna be. Shit, I just slammed my fucking elbow. Ah, god, that hurt. Ow, fuck. Minmi, how you doing? Looks good. Looks like see-through pants. What looks like see-through pants? The pants I'm drawing right now? Well, they don't exist yet. They're getting there. It does look like it looks like underwear to me a little bit or a diaper. To start anyways. Do you guys if you guys draw, do you guys find that if ever you tell people you draw, they instantly tell you they'll be like, "You should draw this. You should do this." I remember my boss at work found out recently that I draw, and he's like, "You should draw this thing." And then you should draw this thing. And I was like, all right, yeah, maybe. I never know how to answer that. I don't know what path do you guys take. Do you guys take the path of hardcore aggression where you're just like, no, I'm not gonna draw for free. I don't get paid in exposure. I need to eat. Are you gonna fucking pop off on them like that, or do you guys just go like, huh? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we'll see. I don't have the heart to tell normies that don't fucking want to draw what they're telling me to draw. You know. I usually I come up with something like, well, I take a really long time to draw. Takes me fucking forever. You probably wouldn't want to wait for it anyways. I take the yeah. I kind of do that one too. Yeah, you're so right. Yeah, I should do that. Maybe one day. You should draw me as a mouse. Hi, hi, yeah, yeah. But in Poland, they want to pay me funny money. What is funny money? Super low. Oh, okay. I thought that was like it was like fucking Monopoly money or something. Kinda. Are Polish dollars not real? Monopoly money kind of thing. At least McDonald's lets you win real money with Monopoly stuff, you know? In Poland, we have Zloty Poland. Zloty. Interesting. In Canada, we have CAD. And everything is very expensive and it's tragic. Anyways, we don't need to talk about my grocery rates. So what are you guys doing today? What are you guys working on? Animating, whatever. This pose is so fucking stiff, dude. Collage. 1 to 4 zloty. Damn. For what? Per hour or per drawing? How much is this zloty in Canadian dollars? I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Zloty. Polish. Polish. Zloty. To CAD. Oh, where the fuck did I just type that? The fuck? Polish zloty to CAD. Okay, 1 Polish zloty is 39 cents Canadian. So 1 Canadian dollar is 259 zloty. So it's a 2.59 rate. That's pretty crazy. Jadu, what up, big dog? I want to leave home and go to college so bad. Yeah, you were telling me about that, eh? That like you just can't do that because of like family responsibilities and shit. Now that's where, you know, you get a job and you just kind of do it anyways. I lost my sub because I'm broke. All good, dog. You don't have to worry about subbing. For 1 full render portrait, they want to give me 50 zloty, something like 15 or less cat. Damn, dude. It's like not even minimum wage here. I think. Once I did it, a lot of artists do, dude. I think you know, if artists didn't sell themselves so short, it'd be a lot harder to underpay artists, but I don't know. I don't know, dude. At this point, whatever. Do what you got to do. Make your bread however you got to make it, you know? 8 hours of drawing 2 portraits on A3. Damn, traditional too. That's crazy. feel like this arm should come farther back. It's not even minimum wage in Poland? Yeah, I believe it. Minimum's 30 zloty per hour. What is that in Canadian? What is that? 30 zloty. Oops, that's not how you spell it. Zloty to CAD. $11. Okay, that's not terrible. That's basically what our minimum wage was like a few years ago. Actually, a long time ago. Like over 10 years ago. This arm looks way too big. It's also should be behind this. Well, 10 years ago we had 20 or even less. Damn, dude. What are the good things? Try to focus on the positive. Do you guys have free healthcare there? Actually, don't answer that. I don't need to. I don't need to get doomer on other countries. Snacking the idea for staying awake. Snack any idea for staying awake. I mean, how about you do your homework on time and then sleep instead of staying awake. That's one thing I could have done in college that I didn't. If I did all my work on time, I wouldn't have had to pull all-nighters. The reality is, as much as I say like I did all-nighters and shit, which I did a lot, it was entirely my fault. I could have just done my shit ahead of time. But me and my boys just love yapping and not working. Chug coffee, Red Bull, and Monster. That's right, dude. You got a 19-year-old heart. You can abuse it. Hi, by the way. What up? What up, Grabber? Why are you purple now? I don't like that. But to be fair, to 26 until 26, we don't need to pay taxes. Wait, like at all? And yeah, we have free healthcare. Oh shit, dude, you're chilling. My buddy lives in Scotland, and he was telling me they get like fucking 25 vacation days a year by law. That's insane to me. Is this true, guys? Can someone confirm, or is my buddy lying to me? He was like, it's crazy, dude, because he was like mind blown as a Canadian. I'm alert for a bit. Have a good stream. All right, peace, Dizzy. Time to move to Scotland. I think this is just an EU thing in general. Me crying in the US? Yeah, me too, dude. Love this song. Yeah, the minimum in the UK is about 30 days holiday. That is fucking crazy to me, dude. If you work at a good company here in Canada, the minimum that you get in terms of time off is like 15 working days. So 15 days. So basically 3 weeks. That's the most you get in Can. That's like usually if somebody does that, most people are jealous of them. If you don't like me when I'm purple, you don't deserve me in your favorite color. You don't even know what my favorite color is. What if it's purple? What if I say I don't like it because it's making me feel some type of way? You know? Well, I have a contract of mandate. Well, if I have a contract of mandate, I don't know how to translate it. Like an employment contract? We have like 4 different contracts. What do you mean, like contract types? I mean, we've got a bazillion different types here. It just comes down to what company you work for, what type of work you do, all that stuff. Most companies are moving to having people work contract or like contract to contract. That way they don't need to renew them and they don't need to pay them benefits. It's just kind of whack, but you know, it is what it is. I also love this song NFT. It's so whack. The companies only hire contractors, not regulars now. No stability at all. Yeah, I know. And then like a lot of the companies are like, man, it's so crazy that nobody's loyal to my corporation anymore. It used to be that you basically got a job at a company and you stayed there your entire career. And now it's like the move is basically you change job every couple of years if you want to stay competitive, you know? Thank you for the heart emoji, NFT. It's such a weird angle to do. I feel like I gotta hide the arm more, you know? And bring this in more. It's too out there. By the way, did you ever change your pen nib? No, still looks insanely fucked, dude. It still looks like this. What does it look like? I'm looking at it right now. It looks like this is what my pen nib looks like. Because I push on this side, and then because I push on this side, it applies pressure here along the edge. So this is like worn out, and this top part is like flat. It looks so fucked. Hey Stack, I did the corrections on the you noted on the critique I said before. Can you help me with the flat shading? It's not my area of expertise. Sure thing, dude. Give me 2 seconds. I'll take a little look at it. It's so tiring worrying if they'll renew my contract every several months. Yeah, I know. That's sort of why I left the animation industry because it was just like everybody was a contract worker. You never knew if you were going to be able to like get another contract and like it just started getting worse and worse. It was just not worth it, you know. How are you, Snack? I'm chilling, Dave. I'm a little tired, but otherwise I'm good. I'm kind of full, not gonna lie. Zlaceni, something like I think you do like Quest, but you can't take a free day if you're sick. Or Price. We call it's up to the best one because you take L4 days off if you're sick. Or if you're pregnant. Or Zello, it's similar like Zleni, but it's more like to use if you're older than 26. If you're not a student and B2B. This confuses me. I'm reading this, but I'm not registering it. It's a lot of information for my very tired brain right now, Minmi. I assume it's different contract types that just offer different benefit packages from what you're telling me. That it's the best one. Oh, price is the best one. Because you could take L4 days off if you're sick, pregnant. Yeah, I guess it's similar to here. Um, but here it just comes down to like whatever company you're with. I always crack it when you draw, crack up when you draw, but they ain't expensive. Why not just get new ones? Because I'm lazy. What do you mean, dude? I stream on Twitch because I want to make money without doing work. That's why I'm here. I'm not here because well, I am here for the love of the game, but I am also here to be lazy. So many more terms that I don't understand. All right, I'm gonna upload it in a sec. All right, you do it, Jadu. Let me know what's up. I'm gonna swap these legs. I know this leg's forward, but I'm gonna bring this leg forward just because I feel like it reads better. It's not super important, anyways. Oops. 3 days if you're sick, 14 days off you have to take in one time. Also, it's pretty hard to lose UOP. Yeah, I get that. I guess, like, for us, it would really depend on what company you're with. Because they could do any contract type they want. There aren't, like, government specific contracts. It just comes down to whatever, like, your business wants to pay you. Like, I could start a company and have a contract that, like, gives full benefits or whatever, and I could just do ones that don't. And I could just take all those away, too. If it's after the contract term, but I should really focus on making the hands nice. Oh shit, thank you for the gifted anonymous gifter. I wonder who that could be. Wink, wink. Every time I wonder who an anonymous gifter is, it's always Otter, so I'm gonna assume it's Otter, unless somebody comes forward. Okay, it's up. See, your guardian angel's around, Jadu. Anyways, I love this anime opening. Great show. Uh-huh. Otter single-handedly funding the entire community. Did I get gifted? Looks like it. Domo arigato gozaimasu. That's right. I'm known for my generosity. It was me, y'all. NFT's stealing your valor, dude. You gonna let him do that? NFT has 2 USD in his account, by the way. He's a liar. I believe it. Funny thing is, I can get money from the UE, the UE. Is that European Union but backwards? Union European? I assume that's just like how you guys would say it there. To start a business but still don't know what I should do. Well, if you don't know what you should do, you probably shouldn't take a loan. That would be my advice. Worth thinking about, though. Businesses are the best way to become rich. They're also the best way to become bankrupt. So, double-edged sword on that one. Well, gambling helps too if you want to go bankrupt. $15 USD? How do you have $15 USD, dude? You could start a business by giving me money to start a business. We can call it an investment firm. Yeah, and then you can invest in me with that money. The best thing is, if my company lasts a year, then I don't need to give the money back. Sounds like a new computer, I guess. We're an interesting... The hell? What an interesting system, dude. That's very strange to me, that's how that works. Oh, my fucking chat just, like, skipped all the way up. What the hell? Sonic. I mean, it's not a bad idea to incentivize small business growth. Yeah, I I would like to start a business one day, but I don't know. I don't know what I'd do, you know? One day, you know what the goal is? So this isn't the goal, but you know what could happen? If, let's say, one day AI becomes so prevalent in animation, the traditional animators are considered heritage work. Maybe they get funded by the government to basically be like preservationists, you know? That'd be an interesting job. Starting your own Mappa studio? I don't have the skills or the staff for that. Starting a studio would be cool, though. Hire me? I'll work for for 15 hours a day? You won't even get your fucking stippling homework done, dude. What are you talking about? Bro, we could start one together. Hire me too. I got chat. I'm not hiring you guys. Stop begging me for jobs. Why don't you guys start one and hire me? I was ready to beg, but okay. Please hire me. I'll work 3 hours a day and subcontract the rest of the work to some guy in India. No, no, no. Hey, how are y'all? What up, Jack Mo? How you doing, big dog? Begging. We're offering you our professional abilities. You guys are asking me for jobs. Default state of chat is desperate. Always, dude. Is it really a cat snack chat if they're not begging? Pathetic. Chat, I pay an exposure. If you guys like getting paid an exposure, I'm your guy, okay? I'm the big fat cat with the fucking top hat and the cigar and the monocle, okay? We're not best friends. I will abuse you. A 5.6, but it's a 0.2 out of 10. Well, did Snag just offer to expose himself to us? No, no, no. I'm not paying you an exposure of myself. Nice try though. Paid an exposure is a fucking insane concept. It's the only currency I have. Chat's trying to get me to start a studio so I can hire all of them, okay? I'm just being honest here. Can you expose that hard for me? Always. I mean, hello again. Hello, Knifey. What exposure? That's true. Well, look, if you guys work for me for free, think about it. Think about how much power I have with my. Give me 2 seconds. 642 followers, guys. We're gonna conquer the world. I know half of them are you guys, but that's okay. I would work for free. I need work. No, no, no. I'm not making you guys work for free. I'm not making. Why are we hypothetically talking about me giving you all jobs? I'm not giving you guys jobs. HDMZ's raiding with a party of 8. HDMZ, you raided little old me. Shit. Shit, Zed. How's your stream going? Can we get a little shout out for HDMZ? There you go. There we go. There's the little shout out. What were you up to today, Zed? It was shotguns? You were drawing shotguns? Is that what you're saying? Can I work for free so I can get 10 years experience I need to get an actual job that pays? Okay, fine. You're hired. Get to work. I don't know what you do, but do it. If you were drawing shotguns, Zed, and you feel like sharing your shotguns or whatever else you were doing or have done in the past, you're more than welcome to drop some links, do a little self promo. For those who don't know, Zed's a regular here, and he's graciously rated me again. I appreciate it, big dog. So everybody, go give Zed a follow. Go check out their work. And Zed, if you want to drop anything below, go for it. Let's do a ghost company. Exactly. Snack, you should work for me and pay me money. I don't think that's how that works. I also make no money from Twitch. Baby, no money? Exactly, that's me, except I actually have no money. That guy's probably actually loaded at this point. Oh shit, we got a link. Let's peep it. Can I open this on stream? We'll see. Oh yeah, we can open this. These are actually really fucking nice, dude. Let's check these out. Over here. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Check out these guns, dude. These are really well done. I really like the values you used. I'm not gonna lie, these are better than what I could do. I'm terrible at drawing and designing guns. These are sick. Do you have anywhere where people could follow you, dude? Weapons, good movie. If you want to drop some socials, you're more than welcome to. Baby No Money needs to change his name. He has his mummy now. He has money now. Yeah, I know. Spit it out, champ. I can't think right now. I don't know why my brain's not good right now. HDM said, if you want to drop a link to a social media of some kind, ideally not Pornhub, you're more than welcome to, and then people can go follow you there. Thanks for the raid, big dog. Just Twitch for now. My socials are kind of abandoned. I can relate to that. Mine aren't abandoned, but they're definitely neglected. They're waiting for me to come back from the store. I do come back, just very seldomly. Y'all be good. I'm gonna go watch stuff. Alright, go do your thing. I'm gonna shift this there so I can see my boy. Zed, if you got a dip, if you want to hang out, you know the deal. You do what you gotta do. This, I think, needs to go a little higher. Snack, where's our monthly Instagram post? I swear to God, I posted like 2 weeks ago, bro. What are you talking about, NFT? I must bed now before I ruin a whole week's sleep schedule? Oh, yeah, you don't want to do that, bro. Go to bed. Go to bed. I order it. What was my last Instagram post? Let's see. September 30th. Okay, it was a little longer than 2 weeks ago, but still, it's less than a month ago. The super perforator is upon us. Hey, yo, bootleg French Canadian Mickey Mouse, let's fucking go. Yeah, that's me, dude. That's me in a nutshell. I'm the white Mickey Mouse. That's what it is. With less fame and money. But we'll get there one day. Oh yeah, did we get new homework? Ooh, no we did not. Well, speaking of mice, why don't you make why isn't the homework will be to draw 3 animals that you love. 3 animals, well, you don't have to love them. 3 animals that you want to draw, okay? Mickey's competition, exactly. Hey, Rennie, how you doing? Rennie Rum, how's it going? Been a minute. Draw three animals you despise. You could. You could draw the dog that attacked you when you were a child. Whatever you want, dude. Doesn't matter. Too real? Sorry. Been a minute. That's true. It has. It's 1 a.m., but I'm not EP. Are you supposed to be EP at 1 a.m.? You're 7 hours apart from me, dude. You're so far. I love animals. All right, then draw whatever animals you love, dude. My God, I need to watch Soul Eater again after that song. Is this from Soul Eater? I don't know why I said it like that. Soul Eater. Just don't draw a snack or you'll be sued into oblivion. That's true. I'm very money hungry. I will sue you for stealing my iconography. I'm tired all of a sudden, dude. Crazy. It just hit me out of nowhere. So later. So later what? You taking off, Damon? Snack rabbit issue of look and feel theft. Look and feel theft. Your name should be decryption layer, dude. I never know what you mean. It's your Soul Eater pronunciation? Lawsuits? Soul Eater. I said it right. Soul Eater. What did I say? Soul Eater? Oh, Soul Eater. Soul Eater. Soul Eater. That's what I said. I can't wait to draw my new Rat OC feline meal. Not the R word. Tragic. Chat, what the fuck are we listening to right now? I got Saul Goodman and Harvey Specter on my payroll? Oh no. You have Harvey Birdman on speed dial? I have Harvey Dent, dude. I have Harvey's the burger company. Andres Alvarez Art, how you doing, big dog? Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for the burp track. Ew, is this AI? Everything I do is AI, dude. I haven't drawn a real thing in fucking months. That ain't right. That ain't Falco. I got the Avengers of lawyers to back them up. No, I think the song is AI. It could be, dude. Isn't that fucking that Portuguese song AI also? You know the one I'm talking about that like trends on Instagram? The one that's apparently sick as fuck. Does anybody speak Portuguese that knows what the translation is? I've been too lazy to look it up. Actually, you know what? From what I've read just off the comments, maybe don't tell me. I don't know if I could say, I don't know if we could talk about that in chat. Oh, shiznits. It's cat snack. Oh, shiznits. It's coming for that booty, dude. A fucking crazy name. Every time I read that, it doesn't get any older. I think your name sticks out to me so much, dude. I'm never gonna forget you as a regular here. Chad, if you guys have insane names, just know I remember them better. Because I forget most people all the time. Duh. No, you. Emmy69, how you doing? God. Try it again, Emmy. It'll work eventually, I promise. He's playing favorites? No. I don't have any favorites, and if I did, I wouldn't tell you. It just looks so stiff from this angle, you know? There is like a tilt on the pants, though. That's the issue. Okay, let's see. What if I bring this back? It has to come forward, doesn't it? I'm not a furry, I swear. Emmy, you wouldn't be the first, okay? This is a safe space, sort of. Not really, but it's, well, we can pretend like it is. For the sake of the internet, okay? We're safe. We're inclusive, at least. Emmy is the god of furries? Oh, I see why you're saying that now. It's so hard to think of a username. Sydney Cow. What inspired that? I hope it's not just your first name and last name. This is a very long song, guys. I'm gonna ask that we keep the songs a little shorter. Do a jiggle? Oh, it do. It do. How you doing, Glad? Lord of Catsnack's basement. I don't have one, so you're very lucky. Consider yourself lucky. How was your stream, Glad? Bro, what is that? Rennie, have you not seen this? How long has it been? This shit's been here for a minute, dude. We've been having titties. Man titties? Allegedly. Still not confirmed what they are, but they're something. I was just about to queue up my 45-minute beatboxing montage. Please don't. I don't even know if it goes over. I think 10 minutes is the cap. I always say I'm going to lower it, but I always forget. Uh-oh. Ads coming up, guys. Ads coming up. Ads coming up. 4 minutes. 4 minutes till ads. Boo. Fuck you, Snack. We hate ads. I know. I know, kitties. It's okay. It's okay. You're okay. I'll be here when you get back. Don't look away. Was all right. I wanted to raid you, but somebody talked about sad stuff. I didn't want to raid it talk into you talking about tits or something. Wow, Glad. Wow, you got friggin' trauma dumped on, and the consequences of that were My viewership numbers, now I'm pissed at them. No more trauma dumping in my community. Now if it costs me my viewers. Nah, I'm just kidding. I get it. I get it. Going from, my dog died to, bro, I'm telling you, they're not tits. They're my testicles. They're my testicles. I get it. That transition, probably not best. Okay. But sometimes it's what's needed. Bro, I'm only staring at them tatas right now. Hey, Reddy, my eyes are up here, dude. Fucking look me in the eyes, okay? Have a little respect. Tits would heal my sadness. I didn't hit her, I swear. Oh, hi, Mark. The god of cannibalism. Aw, I hate ads. Yeah, we know. No, Snack, your eyes are down there. No. I think this needs to come out wider. Nothing better than going from terrible trauma to listen, we out here gobbling glizzies till we dizzy. That's me, dude. The gobbly glizzler or whatever the fuck. Whatever you kids are saying these days. The sad things were not working as fast as CNOT. CNOT's another sculptor, and the chatter commissioned him for a memorial of their grandson. So yeah, I don't want to scar the grandparents even more with mouse tits. Okay, that's fair. That's a very valid reason to not come here. I'll allow it. It's okay, Glad. Don't worry. I'm not mad. In all seriousness, dude, I'm not. I don't know. You don't have to justify not raiding me. It's all good. I only tease. Oh yeah, what are we trying to draw today? I usually raid where I go after. Sadly, that's usually you. I need help. Yeah, you're addicted, dude. She's obsessed with me, chat. It's crazy. Insane. What are we trying to draw? Right now, we're trying to do a turnaround. And then we're going to turn it into an animation, hopefully. I don't really know if I can, though. But we'll try. We're attempting to. The way I determine rating, typically, Glad, is based off of two things. One, if I want to try and make a new friend. So if I want to network with someone, or if I find that somebody's chat or stream cool, then I'll rate into them. Like if I clicked on, like we clicked on that one lady the other day. She was doing bone art. Like bone art is pretty fucking sick, dude. So I clicked into her, and I was like, oh hell yeah. And I chilled there for a little bit. And then if I'm just not in the mood to like socialize, I'll basically just raid into someone I know. Usually you, Glad, to be honest, or like PK or something like that. That's typically my pipeline. I'm trying to stop biting my nails, dude. I keep putting them in my mouth, and it's not good. It's no bueno. This pose looks very different from this angle. There we go. Something like that, maybe. Stop putting stuff in your mouth, snack. I'll do what I want, all right? No, I don't know. I just I can't help it. I'm very very bad at not chewing my fucking nails. It's a thing I've been doing since I was a kid. And it's a habit I'm trying to break this year, but god is it fucking tough, dude. The thing is when you have like a compulsion like that and the compulsion is tied to literally a body part of yours that is attached to you everywhere you go, it's just so hard to kick. Are you angsty? No, that's the thing. I don't even do it based off a stress response. Like I just do it out of boredom. Like and then I don't realize I'm doing it because I'm doing it subconsciously. I feel like if it was like an anxiety thing, I could probably just fucking stop because that'd be like, well, I just have to remove the anxiety from my life. But I'm completely mellow and I still do it. I'll just be like watching TV or something or whatever. Rub Carolina Reapers over your fingernails. Actually, that's not a bad idea. I don't, minus the Carolina Reaper part. There is this stuff you can buy on Amazon that just tastes like fucking asshole. And I might just buy the asshole juice and put it on my fucking fingertips and see if that keeps them out of my mouth. At least to like have like a sensory cue to remind myself to not chew them. Because the issue is I'll be into like I'll just be chewing them. We're listening to the Barney theme song right now? Alright. I'll just be chewing them and fucking like I'll only notice like a half hour in after I have fucked up my hands. I'm like, oh shit. Fuck. You know? I have a friend who started applying nail polish to stop her from biting her nails. My plan is to try and get them long enough to then get a manicure and then basically just have clean ass nails and be like, well, now that I've had a manicure, I can't fuck them up because I've just sprinkled chemicals all over my fingertips. So that's my plan. I don't know if it'll work, but this needs to go higher. This needs to be more pointed. I have the same exact problem. My mom tried to get me out of it, but it didn't work. I was doing it what I was doing when you were talking. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Like my fingertips are fucked. I don't know. It's like I got little knuckles from chewing them so much. They're like calluses. Like I chew my fingernails and like the skin around. If there's like little loose skin, it just drives me crazy and I have to pull it off. But then it ends up hurting me and then it heals, and then I have to pull that. I don't know. It's like an endless cycle. I think if I get them like healed up and long enough, it won't be as tempting. Because the thing that drives me nuts is just the irregularity of like little skin flakes and stuff and shit. I just want to get rid of them so fucking bad. I don't know. Maybe it's like I don't think it's OCD, but it's definitely like a bit of a problem. It's probably my most neurotic trait, I think. Like genuinely. I always have bloody fingers because I can't stop picking them. Same, dude. It's a habit. You need a dude to karate chop you every time you do it, and your betaine will kick in. Yeah, I actually do need somebody to give me like a fucking audio reminder every time I'm doing it. This fucking song. You're lucky I actually kind of like the song, because this bit would get really old really fast. I end up scratching the nail polish off. Damn. I have the same issue. It's fucked up. I compensated by drawing in school. I don't know what I could do. Some people say chewing gum helps. I feel like that's like if you're like a nicotine addict. God, not this song again. It is this song again. Simple and Clean by Hikaru Utada. Damn, now you made me want to listen to some Hikaru Utada. In that case, you might as well not wipe your booty hole then. Oh, you're saying if I get shit fingers, then I'm less likely to want to chew on them? You're probably right. I don't know if I want to do that though. Okay, I am on this layer. I gotta watch out for that. I put bandages around my fingertips. It worked for me. Yeah, that would probably work for me too. I just don't want to look like fucking Michael Jackson with like finger gloves or like uh like gloves on my hands or do I don't want to do any like weird shit, you know? But I feel like it's having fucked up fingers is like weird enough, so maybe it'd be worth it. I don't know. At this point, I don't know. I'll figure it out. It's so far I've been on a streak of not chewing them too bad. That should be the elbow here should be a little lower. We're gonna cut them off. No nails equals no biting. I mean, that would actually be kind of nice if I didn't have any nails. Are you chewing your nails or the skin around your nails? Both, dude. I'll draw it. I'll show you what I do. If this is my fingy, okay, my fingernail looks kind of like this. It's very short. And then I also chew like the skin around like here. Like shit like that. And then what happens is over time, because I do it so much, I have like a big bump, like a callus from just chewing my nails all the time, you know? Like there's like a bump here. That's feral. The fuck? Yeah, dude. I know, I'm an animal. It's my probably fucking weirdest trait, dude. It's my least normie thing ever. Creed, what's this life for? Oh no, we're listening to that, dude. Sorry, Damon. Right song. When you will hear me say, please, oh baby. Give me feel tonight. Bro got small fingies. I got small fingy nails. For sure. Pizza roll snack and D&D prep. Gonna be a good evening. Is that what you're up to tonight, dude? Well, if you gotta lurk, do your thing. Don't stop on my account. Come away, you will hear me say, please, oh baby. Did you finish the vampire drawing, Rennie? Oh, Rennie. No, I have not. Damn, it's been that long since you've been here, huh? I have not finished the vampire drawing. That's when I last watched. That was fucking a while ago. I think I've done several drawings since then. We jumped basically into doing like these. We did all these faces, and the last time you were here, we did like a full-on animation. And the last time you were here too, it's gonna lag if I play it. I'm just gonna let it run. But yeah, we did a lot of shit. Of course. Did you finish that? No, he didn't. I finished this kind of. I mean, this one's not really done, but I gave up on that one kind of. And then the animation, yeah. And this is kind of what we're working on now, Rennie. We're doing we're creating a character design. I say we. I'm creating a character design. Well, you know what? We are. I wouldn't be doing it without you guys, to be quite honest. So we're creating a character design, and then we're gonna embed him into this animation, and then we're gonna hopefully get a nice little clean animation by the end of it. No, it's we. I'm gonna be real, guys. I would not do any of this shit ever on my own. Okay? I need you guys to be able to sustain me. Just, I'm dead serious about that, by the way. Snack got generous, lover to the extreme. That's right. Can I get the vampire drag for Christmas? Probably not. Maybe we'll come back to it one day. It's gonna go into the pile of TBDs. Part of me feels like this leg should be farther back. Or out, actually. It should come more towards us. This should be like that. This calf can actually stay in the same position, more or less. Yes. Yes, that looks better. Okay. Just chuck it in the graveyard already? Well, it could live one day. Who knows? I've come back to drawings years later, guys. Usually what it is like if I get really stuck on a drawing, it's because I'm frustrated, I can't figure it out, and then I come back when I'm more experienced. Or at least I think I'm more experienced. Rider on the storm. Boom. It's on the storm. Boom, boom. Dum, dum. I'm without a bone. I don't want to do this anymore. You're almost there, big guy. Just keep toughing it out. I believe in you. Genuinely, you got this. You just got to tank, okay? And just realize that everything you're going through, minus the stippling, because my teachers were annoying, but not that annoying. Just know I've done it, okay? And then one day you'll look back, and then some kid's gonna be annoyed with doing his homework, and you'll be like, you'll be able to tell him you did it, and then you'll have an air of superiority, okay? And then you can own him because he's weak and pathetic and lazy. So get to work. Don't be weak, pathetic, and lazy, NFT. I believe in you. Don't let me own you, NFT. Is that what you want? Thank you, Snack. I appreciate you. That's right. If you've done it, probably I can too. Well, well, I am a beast, I'm a beast. I'm like a crazy beast, dude. I'm like a fucking animal, all right? I woo and all that shit. Oh, please don't tell me that's a thing. Snoop Lion ad-libbing over it. What year is this? 1996? It is. He did change his name to Snoop Lion at some point, didn't he? And then he was like, "No, this is fucking stupid," and then he went back to Snoop Dogg. Arr! I think this should point out a little bit. If I look at this, this is pointing out away from the knee. So I need this to point a little bit more out. Mind you, the knee is kind of going in this direction. Let's just point it out a little bit. Just a smidgen. Better. It exists. They got play on the radio too with the Snoop Lion thing. This guy's posture is somehow more twink than before. No. This guy, he's just standing there, dude. I think you got twink vision, dude. I don't know what you're talking about. Everything's a twink in your mind, Sid. I do think the shoulders could be a little broader, though, I will say. I will concede. Something like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. There you go. Now he looks a little bit broader. You're a twink in my mind, too? Yeah, I'm a twink, dude. I'm twink the heck up right now, dude. A light breeze could blow me over. So who is this guy? This guy's fucking some mobster guy. The details are still to be determined, okay? But he's some mobster fella. He's some mobster fella. I don't know if I want to do that background actually. And then whatever, we'll do something with them one day, something like that. I don't know. This is actually shifted over. It should be more like that. Oh, maybe not actually. What the hell? I just looks. It's out of position for sure. It's out of position. Oh, it's not. It's because I have two layers on right now. I've got a secondary eye layer on this guy on for whatever reason. Why does he have two eyes? Oh, he doesn't. I know what it is. Okay. Shit. So, I think it was supposed to be like that. I don't know how I managed to do that, but yes, that's how it's supposed to look. Is it Yakuza Mob or Mob from Great Pretender? I was thinking like a Russian dude. That's why he's got like a retro like sports jacket and a Christian cross, you know? But I'm still not like sure what exactly we're doing. I just kind of want something to see if I can animate on model when I design like the when I put them into the animation. It's kind of like a challenge for me, to be quite honest. I think this could be out more a little bit. That's a stylish PE teacher. I do like the idea of him being a PE teacher now. I'm stealing your idea. Don't sue me. I'm just kidding. I don't really know what he is. He's a Russian John Wick. I don't really know what the plot is in my head yet. But my idea was sort of like him and he's sort of like I don't the idea of like a stupid like show, like just a dumb slice of life, like my Russian dad or something, as just him trying to become like a nanny. I don't really know. Just something stupid. That's sort of what I imagine in my head. It sounds very dumb now that I say it out loud, but Russian mobster isekai, yeah, he. It's a story about a world where a Russian mobster or a lady gets transported to a world where Russian mobsters are the only thing that exist, and they love them. I don't know. I don't know. Clearly, I'm not a good writer. All right. Shit. Oh shit. My Sage Zelos. How you doing, big dog? Welcome in. Welcome, dude. We are getting close to 1,000. I wonder if we'll hit it today. Probably not. Probably not, just given the amount of time left in stream. But we're probably hitting it next weekend. There's a pretty good chance we're hitting it next weekend for sure. Nothing much, just vibing. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Let me get you up to speed with what we're doing. My Sage. We're drawing this we're doing a turnaround for this Russian mobster dude that I'm working on. And then we're gonna basically implant him into this animation that I did. And then we're gonna see from there. Enable timeline. Why can't I? Whoa! That's the wrong thing. I don't want to do that. This is what I want to do. And we're gonna implant him into this animation and see how clean we can get it. That's sort of the plan right now, and we'll see. I kind of like that slice of life manga anime about the former assassin turned good. How much of stream is left? Maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. He doesn't have a badass monster vibe, more like a drug selling gangster vibe, in my opinion. I think the idea in my head really was just sort of him being like having to take care of like a kid, you know? Like kind of like think of like Logan, but more comedic. I'm following animators to pick up a thing or two. I'm by no means an artist. Just want to back a storyboard and do random gifs. Hey man, you can be a hobbyist and still fucking get a lot out of like Twitch content, you know? It really depends. I do think there is like there's a need for more animators on the internet in general. I don't think there's like very solid animation like YouTubers or anything like that do like tutorial content. We need somebody to fill that void, you know? What up, Costi? How you doing? Hima Matsuri, is that a person? Hima Matsuri. Hima Matsuri. Oh. Yeah, I guess kind of. I guess that just looking at the cover, that was the idea. Now I feel like that idea is not original. Okay, well, I'll change it. We'll figure it out. Either way, I'm not making an anime, so it's not super important what the lore is. But it does feel like it is my OC, you know? My very first. First OC ever? Oh shit, well, I guess Cat Snack's my first OC. Technically, the Mouse Dude is my first OC. Tired, just got done shopping? Ooh, shit, yes, Queen. What'd you get? Did you go on a little shopping spree? How are you, Pooks? I'm good, big dog. I'm chilling. I actually feel like I'm getting close to finishing this dude, which is nice, because I wasn't sure if I was gonna. I really tried persevering with him, so a bunch of stuff for my Halloween party. That's right, Russian. KitKat, give me a trope that a Russian would have. What's a good Russian mobster trope? What's a thing that would be really funny if a Russian mobster did it, KitKat? My idea was originally to make him some sort of like weird babysitter thing, but that's apparently been done before. So maybe now I just make it a serious anime, you know? Maybe it's a Russian mobster fights aliens. I don't know. Personas don't count as OCs? Tell that to the furries, dude. I don't think they agree with that one. Hitting things to make it work? Exactly, dude. I did watch a few tutorials. I think I got the buttons for add cell down. Now let chaos ensue. Hey, that's good, dude. I started using Clip Studio Paint to animate like last week or 2 weeks ago or whatever the fuck I did that animation. And it was a bit of a learning curve for me, too. Luckily, once you've used one software, you kind of use them all. What's that FBI babysitter movie? The Babysitter? I've never, ever seen that movie. Some unnecessary over the top jewelry. Well, that's why we're giving him a cross. We could give him like chains though, you know, or like some sort of I don't know. Basic trope I always see is hitting things with a wrench to make it work. Yeah, that's a good trope. But I mean like plot wise, what could this guy do? I'm curious. I want to hear your ideas. What could this guy be up to? You know, he's definitely like some sort of gray character, legally speaking. What was the tip? For the first time in my life, I gave a tip. I feel rich. Did you give away your $15, dude? How are you gonna buy that donaire? $1 for the delivery guy. Ooh, big spender. The person who asked about the Babysitter FBI movie, did you mean the pacifier? I remember the pacifier with like The Rock or whatever. Every gangster should have a mom which he loves very much. Yeah, I'm talking about like overall like plot though. You know? Like if this was an anime with this guy in it, what would be his role? Would he even be like a main character? Or do you think he'd just be like a henchman or something? I really hope I didn't spend all this time designing a henchman. But he does kind of have henchman energy a little bit. It's 2 a.m. I'm gonna hit the hay. I peace, Rennie. What's the world we putting them into? Literally, no idea. That's where I'm outsourcing to you guys. Okay, I'm using my streamer power and not using my brain. I'm gonna brand it as engagement. You know. He could be like an ex-Russian mafia dude trying to live a normal life, working a normal job or something. Does he get sucked back in, or is it just sort of like It's not like a John Wick thing. It's like just sort of him trying to do stuff. Good night, you weird and lovely people. Good night, Rennie. You know us too well. I'm gonna be right back. Gotta absorb this donaire. What are you're absorbing it? I knew that $15 was donaire money. Pretty cliche though. An isekai babysitter that babysits the Dragon Lord's daughter is kind of a good idea, I guess. I do like the idea of like just a random Russian mobster in like a what about like you know how One Punch Man is like a trope on the overpowered hero? What if we did like or like a mockery of the overpowered hero? How could we do like we could do like a mockery of isekais? Like you drop him into a world where everybody's into him, but he just has no interest in anyone, and he's just like annoyed all the time. And he's like they're all like cutesy, like they're in some fucking weird like actual classical isekai world, but he's just existing in like a reality where he's like, what the fuck is going on? These people are insane. It's just not enough of a hook, I think. Bad NFT, bad. What did NFT do? He's lying. He keeps sending me Snapchats from the club. You clubbing it up, NFT? I did not raise him this way. We can have him be a vehicle repossessor. Used to be an assassin, trying to live a good life, and is very good at repossessions because he used to track people's lives. Yeah, that's a good one. But like, what's the what my thing is like? What's the overall hook? Like, what's the like One Punch Man is basically like a story around the guy coping with the fact that he's like overpowered in a world of fighting like superheroes and stuff, you know? It's like a funny twist. Like I kind of want to have like a little hook like that, you know? What would it be if we were to do a hook? I see him as a main character. Can I see the color version again? Yeah, give me a second here. And I'll read your thing, Kasi. I see him as a main character, possibly one that has him hunting down other criminals that accidentally got a simple innocent woman into it. He's pissed off the wrong one, and now they're on the run. Oh, so you're thinking full on drama, huh? Okay. He's apparently a huge Dua Lipa fan, so maybe that's from my end. Okay, I don't think we're talking about the guy right now. I've never seen an isekai. Well, you're not missing much. Other than Sword Art Online, I guess. You could do a reverse isekai where people are just sick of fantasy creatures showing up in the normal world messing with society. Yeah, he's just like a Tony Soprano guy, but fucking cute anime girls just keep landing in his in fucking Satriellis all the time. That's actually pretty good. Mafia Man in like a children's cartoon would be hilarious. By the way, don't forget the crit I asked for earlier. Yes, you're right. Okay, we're gonna I'm gonna read all these comments and then we're gonna jump into your crit before I do anything else. I'll refuse to watch them because of the trope. I can't help levitating is such a banger. The biggest isekai hater. By the way, yo Otter. Yo Otter. Same world, like, how are you doing? Or, of course, wherever we go. Okay, I love to hear it. Snack, I'm scared for you. My last friend who tried animation had to be sent to a psych ward. Well, I've done it. I mean, I worked in animation for a few years, and I'm not that insane. I'm a little insane, but not that insane. I think I'll be okay. Don't worry about me, silent artist. Besides the outfit he saw, reminds me of the guy with some harem in Iron Blood Orphans for some reason. Okay, he's gonna be haremless. We're going the haremless route on this dude. Reverse isekai would be so funny. Just fucking portals to like kawaii anime world just keep opening up, and we don't know how to deal with it. And in this world, for whatever reason, the mob's the only one that can stop it. I want to watch Cowboy Bebop now. Cowboy Bebop is dope. Mafia Man calls out a hit on the Care Bears or something. This is turning into like Imagination Land, the South Park trilogy. That's the most streamer a bit insane inside. That's the most streamer who's a bit insane. I'm not insane, guys. I promise. I promise. Okay, let's do. I'm gonna move HDMZ's drawing, and we're gonna do feedback for Jadu because we told him we'd give him some feedback on his flats. Let's take a little look here. Okay, you definitely did fix it. Really nice. Okay, let's drop that here. What did I just do? Oh, I made a new layer. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay, Jadu. Hell yeah. Okay, so you've done some fixes. Some other stuff I would like to point out just now that while we're on it, okay? And then I'll jump into the flats, I promise. Love the way you did the eyebrows here. I mean, I like the improvements you've done. I like all the improvements you've done. It's going really well. One thing I want to point out is this guy's head is very narrow, and that's because you brought in the sides, right? Because we had it sort of like bulging out a little bit on the last one. So great, okay? That's exactly what I wanted. Now, one thing I want to point out, though, is because we brought in his skull here on this side, we kind of also have to do the same on this side. He feels a little bulbous right here. I'm going to reduce his opacity so I can draw a new layer over top. I'm just saying he looks a little bulbous here. Normally, this sort of bump here, when you go from cheekbone, it transitions into brow bone, and I think I did it on my guy here. Yeah, you can see it subtly. So it goes there, it hits this corner, like right roughly around the corner of the eye, and it changes direction. Okay, and then it goes back in. Okay, so if you picture like a straight line going through all these angle changes, it goes up, out, slightly back in. Okay, so that's sort of one thing I would like to see you change in the 3/4 view. You brought it up. Let's bring it out the way you have it here, but then let's bring it back in. I think it'll look a little bit more logical. Structured. Also, watch here. You see how these corners change directions here? That's where you want your jaw to be, okay? So if it's right above this line here, on this corner here, this is where your jaw's going to change direction. And yours is a little softer, a little more subtle. But don't forget to have these direction changes in there. Eyes, I love it. Negative space down there, great. Ears, great. Curve the neck a little bit. Something like that, I think, would be better. A little more organic, you know? This is fine, this is fine. This, I think we could do a little bit more like that, and then this a little bit more like that. So a lot of the times, normally when I do profile faces, I I use Steve Houston's method, which is kind of like you basically draw like this weird rounded triangle, okay? And then from there, you basically have like these two lines that come out, and it creates a very dynamic sort of profile head. And then you would drop the eye in here, and then the brows or whatever, and then the nose, and then the mouth, and whatever. Okay, but this is sort of how I will do all of my profile heads. It's the way Steve Houston does his. I really like his technique, and I feel like it leads. You can get really dynamic feeling profile heads, or it feels like people are like bursting out when you do the head sort of this way. You get that you can frame things a little bit better. See, like stuff like this. I just feel like you'll get a lot more dynamicism that way. So try that out. You don't have to do it, okay? If you don't like it, don't keep doing it. But I just think that it helps a little bit with sort of lining things up. Lose the glasses, nerd. All right, they're gone. They're gone. As well as the titties. Bye-bye. I'm actually working on an isekai myself. Hell yeah, dude. What's the catch? What's the hook? Wait, are we supposed to fix and send back our critiques? Ideally, yes. The idea is, okay, so here's the thing. If I do a critique, I'd like to see it applied, right? Now, if your goal is to just sort of do a one-off thing, you want to fix it, and you don't want to keep working it, you don't have to. I do like to see people put in the effort, though, because I take the time to sort of give people feedback, and it's nice when people take that time and show me that they're putting in the effort. So I like to see the changes, and then, if they want to reiterate on there, that's fine too. Now, look, if you apply the changes, you don't have to show me. Just apply them, and then you don't have to send it back in. In Jadu's case, he's working on a bigger project, and so we've been going back and forth on this, trying to get this as right as we can get, okay? And looking at this now, I want to point out another thing here, Jadu. So, I want to just ask you, this is a little pop quiz, Jadu, okay? Because I want you to sort of train yourself to be able to correct your work in the future. Jadu, only you answer this, okay? Nobody else answer this. When a feature is farther from another feature, what happens to its width? On a 3/4 face, what happens to the width of the features that are farther than the closer features, right? So if I have an eyeball here, and it's closer to the camera, what happens to this eyeball on the opposing side? Does it get wider? Thinner than the other either than the eyeball that's closer to the camera? What do you think happens? I just want to know. I want to make a series of animated music videos or a cast of characters with tied story progression. Oh, hell yeah, dude. They squish a little. That's right, they get narrower. They get narrower in width, right? So it's not going to be as wide. It's going to be a smaller eye. The reason I bring that up is because I just noticed here, the width on your far eye on the 3/4 pose is a lot wider. If I were to take this and then overlay it on top of this one, it strikes me as wider a little bit. It's roughly the same size, which is a bit of a problem. So we don't want that. We want it to be wider. Or sorry, we want it to be thinner, or not as wide. So I'm just going to bring that in a little bit. Okay, this quiz isn't to like embarrass you or to call you out or anything. It's literally just so that this sticks in your memory in the future, That's why I was quizzing you there. So we're just gonna bring this in a little bit. I'm gonna curve it a little bit. And the same thing's gonna happen to the pupil. This pupil here strikes me as smaller than this one. If I'm looking at the width on this one, I'm guessing you did it a little wider. They're roughly the same size. Again, bit of a problem. It's going to have the same height, Jadu, but it's not going to have the same width. So the y-axis, it can be the same, okay? And it should be, unless you've got an extreme perspective, like a fisheye lens or something. But the width is going to get narrower on a feature that's farther away. So we're just going to bring it in just a smidgen. This is also going to apply to eyebrows. It's going to apply to basically every feature. Nostril, this half of the mouth, all that stuff. All that stuff. Okay, it's going to get smaller. I don't know why I didn't notice that until you pointed it out. It's fine, dude. I make mistakes like this all the time. You're never always going to be able to catch all of your mistakes. But what happens is the more you can catch off the bat, the easier it'll be for you to sort of not make them in the future. Because you'll just sort of know these things intuitively. And then if you think about them cognitively, you like consciously and like with intention, you can go in and correct a lot of this stuff. Music, let's intro one. We start with a girl at a battle at the band's kind of venue. The show ends and she goes to the restroom. When she comes back, her bass is gone, not bass. Not the fish. She didn't lose her fish, guys. Her bass is gone, and she sees someone walking up the stairs with her bass. And then I'll hold off on the details, but she does get isekai because of jealousy. Other main characters will be in the fantasy world, and it takes on a lot of dark tones. Okay. Interesting. Music-based isekai. That's pretty sick, actually. So things are smaller the further you are away. Maybe I've been staying too far away the whole time. That must have been it, Dizzy. Okay. Brow here. That's also why sometimes it's hard to get curves, right? Because, like, let's say you have a curve like this, and you want to do it in perspective. Well, it's not the height of the curve. Like, if I draw an imaginary line going through this curve, this is why people struggle with foreshortening. If I draw an imaginary line through this curve, it's not the height of the curve that's going to change, it's the width, right? So if I want to make this more close up, I do the same height, right? So it's sort of lining up. That's going to be the apex, and now it's going to curve towards us, and you're going to get this foreshadowed or foreshortened sort of look to it, right? Now I brought this forward. I could have ended it here roughly. But see, now it's going to feel more foreshortened. If it's really front on, it's basically just going to be a straight line. I'm going to have it a little bit curved off a little bit, just so that you can see how objects sort of look when they change direction. Right? So it's going to be a little bit more like this. And this is basically what you can apply to cylinders, spheres, cubes, whatever, when you're trying to foreshorten something. That's what the trick is with foreshortening. Is just to heighten or to shorten the width without like fixing the perspective or the height, sorry. You shorten the width, but you don't shorten the height. And so that takes a cylinder, which could be an arm, right? I know this is a long-winded explanation for a tiny little mistake on your thing, but I'm just trying to give more value to just people in general that are watching. So if I go on little rambles like this, it's more for the general audience. That's why if you want to rotate like a cylinder like this, you know, and you want to put it in perspective, you're probably going to get something that looks a little bit more like this. The height's going to be relatively the same, but the width is going to be completely different. I'm not going to draw the center line because it's too tight here. I can put it in a little bit, I guess, but, right? So the height here is, I mean, I might not have drawn it perfectly because I'm just kind of eyeballing this shit, but if I drag this height over here, it's going to be more or less the same height as this one, right? It's the same. Exactly the same. But this one is just like is just now shortened with the feature of the length of the tube. Now another thing to note though, and this is a little bit confusing, on the face plane, because this face plane was 3/4, this face plane now got wider. Isn't that something? So there's a lot of weird little relationships, right? And this is the same thing we're doing with the eye. As the face plane turns away from us, it gets shorter. As it comes towards us, it gets wider until it starts moving away from us again, then it's going to get shorter. And the perspective of the tube that extends behind it is the opposing, right? So it's going to get shorter the more front on it is, the more overlapped it is by the faceplane. I know this sounds confusing, and it kind of is, but you know, you kind of you start to notice these patterns a lot, and it becomes a little bit easier over time. Anyways, all that to say, your eye's just a little long. Okay, that's it. That was a long-winded way to say that the eye's a little long. I'm gonna bring the neck in a little bit more into the back of the ear here, and then we're gonna sort of have the skull. I'm gonna bring your skull in a little bit. Your skull feels a little too low to me. Everything here is relatively fine. Nothing too crazy here. He's kind of got a bit of a missing brow bridge, though. I would almost sort of straighten this out. Now, you can leave it the way it is stylistically. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're going for a more realistic look, or more even anime-ish look, I would sort of straighten this out and subtle out the nose bump. You can keep the nose bump the exact same way it is, but just sort of this transition here from this curve into the nose bump, because we're straightening this out, is going to be a lot more subtle. And I think that's going to feel a little bit more organic to me, personally. Um, right. Okay. Again, we got sort of see you did the jaw perfectly here. It lines up and curves and changes direction. And the exact spot, you just had it a little too rounded on this one. What was your question initially was how to do flats though, right? I think your flats are fine. I would instead of I don't really like the way sort of the blending was done here on the buzz cut. I'm trying to think of how the hell I would do that. I've never actually done like a fade. Let me color pick your boy. If I wanted to do a shadow, I would just drop the value down a little bit, saturate it a little bit, and shift the hue towards either a cooler or warmer tone. Doesn't really matter too much. And then I'm gonna just test that, see if I like that as like a shadow color. It's not bad. I don't hate that. I don't hate that. I think that could work as a shadow. Now, because I don't have access to your line layer, I'm just gonna be painting over your tattoo and stuff. I assume that when you do this, you're gonna be doing it under the line layer, so you're not fucking up all the lines and shit the same way I am. But see, this seems like a reasonable tone. And all I did was shift the value down because we're going darker, and I saturated it a little bit, right? And then I'm just going in here and I don't know. Whatever my light source is, I'm just going in here and painting it in, focusing on interesting shapes, right? I'm looking for those interesting shapes here, maybe something down in here, just a little squarish looking thing. Not super important at this point. I thought shadows were supposed to be cooler than the base color. Not necessarily. Shadows are just basically like they're gonna take on a lot of the environment's colors, right? Like if you're in a volcano area, your shadows might be a little bit warmer. If you're in like a breezy wintry area, they might be a little cooler. It's just they're based on like sort of the environment for the most part. Let me see. Warm shadow versus cool shadow. Yeah, like here's let's look at a study or a breakdown of I don't know who the artist is. This is probably some master artist or maybe hopefully it's not AI. I pray it's not AI, but if you look at this, like the shadows in here, if I color pick this, they're pretty cool. They're pretty cool, right? All these shadows are pretty cool. I would reckon that even these shadows, no, these shadows on the skin kind of warm. You know what? I wonder how much it matters what the fabric is or the material that the shadow is on. Because it looks like there's some warm and some cool tones in all of this. We got some bounce light in here that's a little warm. So it's bouncing off of the light there. So as far as cool or warm goes, it really just comes down to your preference for the most part. I'm sure there's a rule. I don't know it. I'm gonna be completely transparent with you. This is where there's just a blank in my knowledge. I don't really know what the rule is on cool or warm shadows. Um, I typically just go with whatever my gut says. I think for this guy here, what did I do for him? These are warm, okay, and that's because the skin tone's warm here. This is kind of I am pushing it cooler than the skin tone actually. My skin tone's a little more orangey yellow, and then my shadow shifts a little bit more towards the blues and purples. So I do have a cooler skin tone relative to my shadow. It looks like I have gradients, actually. I didn't do that on purpose. Wouldn't you look at that? I'm fancy. Okay, anyways, back to your fella here. I'm just gonna block this in. Yeah, like I said, a lot of these shapes are sort of, you can kind of just sort of go based off of aesthetic appeal, right? A lot of painting shadows is just sort of doing appealing shapes. And if I'm looking at this, like, I guess you could say that the arm is casting a shadow from the light source that's causing, like, this arm here, this shape here is being blocked out, going down, and it's creating this sort of tubular shadow across her. It's possible. Um, but the artist used this. Like, the artist could have had the light source come any direction, right? They could have had a shadow come across here. They could have had a shadow, like the light source could have been shifted over based off like this profile view. Could have been anything, really. So based on how you choose your light source, you're going to determine where you place your shadows, and then you're looking for appealing shapes. Like, they've got nice appeals. Whoa, what is happening? Why can't I do anything right now? My CSP might be crashing. Give me 2 seconds here. Okay. So they've got a curve here. It dips in like this. It dips up like that. Comes back down. And look at that. They've got a large curve, medium curve, small curve. And they're broken up into large, medium, small shapes. Isn't that crazy? Got something like this. Like, they're using the shadow graphically. Like, this shadow actually has a lost edge here where it blends into the background, which is very interesting. So think of using your shadows as graphical elements in your artwork, right? Especially in the hair here, right? There's a lot of interesting graphics. They're going in here, and then they got this, and then this, and this, and this, and... Coming back to this now, though, that's all I would really do for your shadows. Now, Jadu, is there something in particular that you feel like you're struggling with on this character? I know you mentioned the flats. I don't particularly see anything wrong with the color you chose for his skin tone. I don't know what I can really offer you for the flats. I think the eyes, there's too much going on, including too much black. I would just sort of, yeah, I wouldn't go with this fucking super bright saturated blue. I'd probably drop it down a bit, desaturate it quite a bit, and try that. I think it's too much. I think that area definitely reads a little weird to me. See, that just feels a lot more harmonious. It feels like it has better harmony with with the actual skin tone you chose. A little bit more muted. Now, it doesn't have to be that exact blue. Okay, it could be, you could go more neon maybe, and then just gray it out, or more like cyan, and just gray it out. Like, we got those the light skin, sort of like the really blue eyes, the like greenish blue eyes. Sometimes the contrast, if you want to do something like that, right? I think that works a lot nicer. Now, one thing I noticed, and this is something I pointed out earlier, the width of this eye is a little big, so I'm just gonna paint that out. Okay. And it just feels a little bit nicer. And all I did was reduce the saturation just so that it's just not so, like, it's not drawing your attention so aggressively, you know? It just feels like sometimes the instinct is to add a lot of saturation. When you look at things that feel saturated, it's not really that they're that saturated. It's just that they're surrounded by so many grays. that when you add a little pop of color, even if it's like a mid-level saturation, it just feels hyper-saturated. Like I'd be curious on this. There are regions on this that like this area here sticks out to me. This one's not a good example. It's not a good example. Let me see if I can find something that's like a good master study. Master study. See what John Singer Sargent does. Or actually, let's do Leyendecker. I want to see if Leyendecker does anything. Leyendecker. Pull up some Leyendecker art. I really like Leindecker's coloring. He's probably one of my favorite master artists from back in the day. And like I would guess, you know what? These might actually be fairly saturated. It's pretty saturated. But look, this area is not like it's not all the way cranked over here. Okay? It's pretty saturated and pretty light, but it's also contrasted by all of these really low value saturated tones, right? So these relationships matter in art. Like this is very saturated, all things considered, but it's also like it's well balanced. Contrast is your best friend, right? If you do a really bright piece and you want it to read properly, like let's say you did something super red, putting the blue here, it makes it read really well. There's a really good painting of I think it's Dave Raposa, and I think he did it of God, was it Venom? Yes, it was Dave Raposa's Venom piece. This is a perfect example of what I mean with contrast. So normally a lot of people they try to make their shapes read, and what he did is he did all of Venom's values with like these bluish tones, and then he added a red background. And what that does is it makes it read really well. Whereas if you used a blue or if you used like something else or like a green or whatever, it wouldn't work as well. But when you use like a very contrasting color like this, it reads incredibly well. There's another example done by Dave Raposa where he did the exact same thing, and you can see this pattern in a lot of his work where he uses these blue and red contrasts. If he just had this blue on the white background, it would look good. Don't get me wrong, it would look good. Would it look as good as if he did it with the red background? I don't know. I don't think so. I can try and paint it out just to see here. Let's color pick the background here. We got some white. I don't think it would read nearly as well. So sometimes contrast can just help with readability. And you can use it compositionally to break out certain regions. There's a good video I found on it, actually. I'll send it to you guys, okay? I'll drop it in the resource section. But, like, look at that readability, right? Just look at that from a distance versus what we had before. Like, this reads so much clearer, right? Versus when it's painted white. Like, it's still a really nice painting. I mean, he's a fucking god, right? But it's just it reads so much better with that red back there. You can just see the forms and the silhouettes so much clearer. Anyways, all that to say, sometimes you want to use contrast, but if you use contrast in the wrong spot, it really distracts. And so having this sort of warmish skin tone with these hyper neon blue eyes, it just sort of draws too much attention to something. But if you're doing it to sort of outline a silhouette, you kind of want to draw attention to that border. So it's just you can use contrast to sort of help the eye read things better. I'll send you the video that I was talking about. One sec. Give me a second. I'll drop it in the resources channel. Oh, maybe I can't find it actually. Where the fuck was it? Yes. This guy's video is kind of long, if I remember correctly. It's 40 minutes. But man, dude, this guy, I don't know who this artist is. I just found him. YouTube just recommended him to me one day. I posted in the resources channel on the Discord. He breaks down contrast and how he makes really complex rendering feel so cohesive. I'll drop a link to the Discord for people who aren't in it. But yeah, it's if you check the resources panel, you'll see, or the resources channel, you'll see what I just posted in there. It's really good stuff. Fluvium Grandis guy, I keep seeing him on Twitter and Instagram. Yeah. If Leyendecker was so good, he'd be drawing anime girls. I'm glad Leyendecker died early enough to not draw anime porn. Could you imagine how much money these motherfuckers would be making right now? Okay, so like I said, anyways, I'm just gonna desaturate it a bit. To me it feels better. To me it just feels better. It doesn't contrast nearly as much. Anyways, you can play around with it, but I'm gonna erase out your sort of. We're just gonna paint that out. There you go. All good. I think that's a lot cleaner. Same with the back of his skull here. And we're going to give him a little bit more neck here. Maybe a little less. We want him to still look like a young guy. I'm getting like teenager vibes off this dude, so we're going to keep him a little younger looking. So we're going to tone down the neck muscularity a bit. The eye color is actually good, but it doesn't mix with the whole color palette. Yeah. I'm just using this as an example to say that, like, this is just too much, right? I'm just trying to show that, like, if you tone down the saturation, it can sometimes be a good thing. Sometimes a lot of artists think, like, instinctively that high saturation equal good art, right? Or colorful art, but that's not really how color works. It's a complicated thing. Color theory is a bitch in its own right, and I'm not well versed in it to sort of explain it to you guys clearly. So I don't want to confuse you guys, but aiming for him to look between 10 and 15. Oh yeah. If you're going 10, you got to really get rid of the jaw. 15 makes more sense for this dude. I would hard commit to 15. Otherwise, I would get rid of a lot of the stuff that's going on here. If it was 10, you're rounding everything out here. He's got basically no jawline. There's not a lot of 10-year-olds that look like fucking models. You know what I mean? He's not gonna have like the high cheekbones and like the crazy jawline or whatever. And his features would be a lot bigger relative to his head. So let's go with 15. Let's keep it 15. Colorful, yeah. I always push my colors so much recently. I've been trying to pull back on saturation, but then my pieces look so washed. Watch that video I sent you, Sextra, and you'll see, like, the way he explains it is basically you want to use color and saturation sparingly, and then you kind of, everything else is just sort of a mixture of gray, and adding those little pops really makes things read nicely. I'm just your average 15-year-old Japanese teen. Yeah, exactly. Also, if you want to go for a more mint color, just desaturate it a bit. That's what I'm saying. Like, I could even probably push this a little bit more towards the cyan, which is the original idea you had. I still think I would desaturate that a bit more. Just a bit. Also, he's missing his pupil. Your guy had a pupil. Just easy on the black here. Easy on the black outlines on the eyes. It's very easy to muddy things by adding too much black outline. How do I know if a shape is a good shape? I don't know if I'm just staring at the screen too long. It gives me like a weird look when my shapes are wobbly. That is a question I really got to think about answering because I get asked that a lot. My advice would be look at how other artists you really love use their shapes and what shapes they're using and steal that. Just straight up. Just steal it, dude. No artist is going to call you out for fucking the way you used their shadow shape under their eyebrow. Like nobody's gonna do that. And if they do, they're insane. Okay, so fuck them. All right, steal their shit, dog. Steal their shit. Go find an artist you really like. Look at how they fucking do their little shadows under the eyes or under the eyebrows and rob the fuck out of them, dude. That's what I would say. No mercy. I also think this sort of line here is a little too much. If it's the top of the eyelid, a little too much. Will do. Hell yeah. Techniques acquired, exactly. Dude, stealing shorthands from other artists is a fantastic way to get better, okay? It just is. There's no way around it. Like if you want to get good and you want to learn complex things and you want to break down complex things into simple things, look at how people who already went through all of the hard work did it originally. And then spare yourself the fucking trouble of figuring it out yourself because they already did it, you know? It's a lot easier for me to fucking figure out how to like simplify something based off of how it's been done a million times instead of me trying to figure it out from scratch. This sort of goes back to our economic like stuff that we were talking about and how developing countries can develop a lot faster because the technology already exists. Art's the same. You can get better a lot faster than people who had to invent these techniques because you just have to fucking figure out how they did it. You have to look at how they did it and apply it to your own work. Anyways, I'm gonna tone this down a little bit. Um, isn't this the song with the dancing VTuber guy? Someone says this every time. Look, this song was good before that meme. All right, but yes, you are right. I think it is him. He basically, like this is what happens, right? He goes like, here, watch the screen right now, guys. And then when the beat drops, this is what happens. And then everybody cheers. Everybody cheers. Is that the new dancing emote? Yeah, exactly, dude. Does it freak you out how big I am right now? You can see my legs. This is scary. I can't allow. The magician never reveals his tricks. This is gonna be my stream from now on. I'm gonna do art tutorials like this. Fuck. Okay, there we go. It's a good. The song's good until someone calls it the VTuber song. That's what I'm saying, dude. I listened to this shit before that meme. All right. Give this dude a little bit more neck. Give a brother a neck. You know. Okay, so what did we fix? We fixed the skull shape. We fixed the eye with. I'm giving you some half-assed advice about how to, figure out how to apply shadows and what shapes are nice. Just look at shapes that already exist and iterate those and then mix and match. From there, dude, there's not a whole lot for me to add to this. There's not a whole lot. I do think the nostrils would probably be a little bit more like it would if we change the sort of shape of them, you can get them to feel a little more three-quarter here because they do feel a little too flat to me. Something like that. Lip, you did the right thing here. I'm just gonna connect this with a tiny little thin line, see if that helps. I think what you could also do is you could drop the lip down just a bit. Instead of having it like parallel here, instead of having this on the same level, you just drop this corner down a little smidge. And I think it won't look like he's, or you bring it up. If he's smiling, you can bring it up. Because that's sort of like where the muscles are going to move. Oops. If you're smiling, you're basically pulling these corners up a little bit. I'm going to desaturate that a little bit. I just don't want to go pure black. I'll leave it like that. I'm going to rework this bottom lip here. I just want to get a little bit more of a lip shape. It feels a little flat with just a straight curve, so I'm just going to do like this. This implies that basically the lip is broken out into these forms here, right? Where you got sort of this sort of ball, and then this ball, and then they form the lip. I think having the concave curve reads a little bit smoother to me. You can even add like a little shadow if you want. I mean, it's not super important, I guess. You know, you could leave it like that. It's fine. It's fine. You should probably shade your upper lip. So now that we're applying the shadow here, we could do it on the top lip here. I think we touched on this last time, but the way the light source hits the lip, typically the top lip is going to be shaded a little bit. This top lip feels a little big to me. Just relative to his face. Dope. If you don't have a ton of comments, I mean, that means I can start working on the next characters. Yeah, man, I would say just work on your next characters. You can always come back to this if you feel like you have the energy to sort of move on to other shit. But this is sort of, I'll just leave you with this, and then I would say go from there, you know? Just move on to whatever you feel is gonna like refresh your mind and not exhaust you so much. Oh, also one last thing. I noticed I actually didn't draw much attention to it. I didn't notice it the first time. But you added highlights across the face. You don't want to do that. So if you're color picking your highlights or your lighter value, again, color pick your base skin, okay? And just do the opposite of what we did originally. So instead of lowering the value and saturating, you're going to raise the value just a little bit and desaturate, and then you're going to shift the hue the opposing direction. A warmer tone, because the light is warm. And you're not going to have nearly as much highlight, okay? Maybe a little thing here. I'm going to be honest, dude, I wouldn't even, this is too much. This is still too much. I'm going to lower that. I'm going to keep it just a little bit lighter. Just a little bit. Yeah, just a bit. Something like that. And then if your light source is on this side, based on how I did my shadows, my shadows are stronger on this side. I would do, you know, my highlights here. Anyways, I wouldn't really worry too much about the highlights. I'll sort of like give you that as like a starting point if you want to use that color. But yeah, just don't go too crazy with them. Highlights are really sort of the cherry on top. You don't wanna go too nuts with it. A lot of a lot of the form's gonna come from your shadows. Like my guy here, he doesn't even have a single highlight on him. I don't think I did a single highlight. I think I just did shadows. All right, Shireen. Shireen. I saw you posted something in there. You want me to go over your work too? This seems like it'd be so hard to animate. Then again, I just straight up don't have the patience to animate anything in color. What, my guy? Like the guy I designed, Little Country Cryptid? I mean, it'll probably be tough to animate. That's not untrue. But it's also a 3 second short, and I want to push myself. I want to get fucking cracked, and so I got to be able to draw shit on model, even if it's complicated. Like anime characters are complicated, dude. Look at Kakashi here. They animate fight scenes with this motherfucker. If I can't do that, no, I meant shading on a character. Oh, well, the way they do it in anime, if you ever watch like an anime like Sakuga reel, the blue lines indicate where the shadows go, and the red lines indicate where the highlights go. That's typically where like how they do it. So if you're ever wondering why it's blue on like some anime or whatever, and why there's like a red line or whatever, they're just differentiating the shadows and the light source. They use the simplest shadows they can, yeah. All right, Shireen, let's go over Shireen's work. Give me a second here. What do we got? Damn, we got a thickie. We got a bad bitch here, Shireen. I see what you're doing. All right, let me pull this lady up. Brown, the leaves are brown. It is gray, and the sky is gray. Okay, one thing I would say, Shireen, I just don't see a strong gesture. It's hard for me to read where the gesture is on this pose. I would like to see more of a curvature going through here. Another thing, this is a big one, okay? And this is a common mistake that I see a lot. So I'm just gonna point it out. And this is not to knock on you or anything. This is a common thing I see in a lot of people who submit their work to me. Too much space between the head and the chin here, or the shoulder and the chin. Way too much space. Way too much space. Look at any artist who draws characters in these sort of like turned over positions where a girl's like arm is up or it's coming up across their face or whatever. You're gonna see oftentimes if you pull your hand to your face and you do like a little cutesy pose or whatever, your shoulder's probably gonna come up a little bit if you're trying to be elegant. It's just a common thing I see a lot. So try and pull that shoulder up. I'm gonna pull it way up. I would pull the shoulder like up here. Okay. I'm gonna narrow her rib cage out. She feels a little too wide to me. And then I'm gonna keep the butt where it is. But what I'm gonna do to get a gesture through here is I'm gonna take this leg and I'm gonna change the angle this way. And then what that's gonna do is it's gonna create a flow going through here, so we're gonna get a strong curve. Do whatever you want, she's yours? Okay. We get the leg here. And I feel like you're gonna get a lot stronger of a pose going through here. And then what we could do is we could bring this hip up. I'm gonna tone the heel back here. Something like that. Let's see. A little bit there. I'm gonna bring this butt curve up. So I'm gonna get rid of the one I had before. I'm just gonna bring it up. And then this one down. So whenever there's like a pinch in the leg here, it just sort of adds like a little butt crease. Just because the skin's sort of like folding up on itself. This back arm here, if we're doing the back arm, you got the wrinkle in the right spot. I just think I don't really like the arm being there. I think it breaks up the gesture. It makes things less clean. I'd almost prefer having the arm just sort of hidden. The head, I think, is a little too twisted. I would bring the head a little bit straighter, and then that way it complements the gesture going through the leg. You see how everything I'm trying to do here is just sort of relating one thing to another. And you don't need to actually redraw the head. I'm pretty sure you could just sort of like lasso tool it and just pivot it. I think this is too far over. I'm going to lower this arm so we get a little bit more contrapposto, which is just opposing tilts in the hips and arm. It's just having an arm, like the reason this guy's arms are off, like they're not level, like I could have them on a straight line, right? It just feels more organic if you can get a tilt in the hips and the arms. It's gonna feel more organic. It just feels more natural. Nobody really stands perfectly stiff or has their shoulders aligned most of the time. So if you're doing like an elegant pose, I think it helps to have sort of a bit more of a natural look. Now let's see how that looks. Yeah, I think that reads. I think this could sort of bend a little bit more here. I think the butt could come in on mine. I think I got too. I gave her too much thickness, I think. She's gonna hold something. That's why it's down like that. Hmm. Okay. Well, you have to. There's a danger now that you're going to break up the gesture. So I think if you have her hold something, my advice would be to have it sort of flow in the same direction. So if it's like a spear or whatever, have the spear sort of go off this way, and then you could have her arm sort of hold it like this or whatever. I don't know. Something that sort of contributes to the gesture. My worry is that if we have her hold something, that it's going to break up the gesture. Also, holding something with your arm fully extended out is a little awkward, I guess. I just don't think the pose feels very natural. You could have her hold something out in front like this, maybe. I don't know. Okay, well, I'll leave it the way it is. Just because you want her to hold something. Um, this region really sort of breaks up the gesture for me, though. If you could find a way to sort of add an object without damaging the feel of the pose, then I think that'll help. This is another old art I'm redrawing, so the pose does look off. Yeah, it's just mostly the gesture here. Like, I brought the knee in, so the knee is a little bit more lined up with sort of the direction she's going in. You could even, if you really want to be extreme, you could bring this arm up. And then it's going to be an even stronger gesture. But you see how this arm, if I get rid of this arm, to me it just feels like better. It just feels cleaner. Regardless of whether that arm's up or down, it just feels easier to look at. You know what I mean? You're getting a stronger axis line going through, and it's not being broken up with any visual clutter. I can change the pose, it's okay. Okay, well, I would recommend just moving this arm over, just so it's less distracting. Because now this kind of flows, right? This flows. Everything just kind of flows a little bit better. But that's how I would change it up. And then the horns actually you could use them to complement the flow of the pose. Something like that. And now it's like the horns also they follow the gesture. Now, if this is too boring for you, that's totally fine. You know, I don't know. Whatever. It's up to you. Whatever you want to do. You can have them come out also. I think that's probably fine just because of these relationships in there. Just anything too extreme, like what I did just there, to me breaks up the gesture too much. That's not bad. Whoa, mama. Don't look, guys. I even think I could do a better job of like the butt here. The flow from the butt to the leg to me was still a little too much. I could smooth this out a little bit better. There you go. And then the foot. There's not a lot of room there. Probably have it like a little bit more, I don't know, some sort of foreshortening maybe. I don't know. I'll leave it up to you to figure out the foot. Maybe you just crop the frame, that way you don't have to worry about it, Do the hidden artist trick of hiding the hands and the feet. Works like a charm. I did try that, but it didn't feel right. Try what? I just saw your comment, so I don't know what you're referencing on what I said. I said like a million things, sorry. Do you mean like moving the arm over? Put a random object in front of her feet? That's right. This is where she keeps her crown. Her evil witch crown. That looks so stupid. Don't do that, by the way. The leg. Oh, yeah. You really what you wanna really focus on the large line of axis, the largest line of axis moving through the pose, right? The large line of axis. If you can get a nice gesture through that, and then everything else kind of complements that, it'll feel a lot more organic. It'll just feel a lot more organic. Like if I take this arm and I move the arm out, it just kind of breaks it up a little bit. Now it like doesn't read as nice. It's just distracting now. Even if it's nicely done, it just feels off. It might just be a good idea to restart the whole drawing with a similar pose, like find reference that fits the move. I don't think you even need to restart the whole drawing. I don't think I changed a whole lot here. I think the drawing is fine. I think like if you look at this, I didn't change a whole lot. I brought this knee in, brought this leg out, and tilted the head. That's it, and I moved the arm. That's all very doable on the same drawing. What about the arm following the leg? You could do that. That's a good idea too. The issue is it just feels awkward, right? That's sort of my problem. Like that's sort of what you had here. It just feels awkward to me. I could try it. I would say be comfortable with hiding some of the arm here behind the leg, but show some finger maybe. And then I think that's less awkward. That's less awkward. If you hide the arm in here, it's gonna feel weird. It's gonna feel intentional. So make sure you show a little finger. Show a little finger here. You know, maybe have like a little elegant little bend. And I feel like it'll work. It'll flow better while going down. Just an idea. No, I think it's a good idea. I think you can do it. I think you just gotta. It's one of the things where you don't want to hide the hand on this one. A little toesy woesies. What we got here? Something like that. Whatever. Whatever. I don't know how to draw feet. Who cares? Feet aren't important, guys. Everyone wears shoes anyways. Fuck feet. That's not advice, by the way. Don't fuck feet. Okay. She trying water? Yeah, she's drinking her water bottle, dude. This is a Nike ad. She's drinking her Gatorade. Guys, drink your Gatorade, dude. What are you waiting on? This is your prime. Mm-mm-mm, delicious. Do you know how to do environmental art stuff? Not really. I know in theory how to do it. I haven't put a lot of practice into it, so I haven't confronted a lot of the issues that people run into with environmental art. But I know in theory how to do it because I studied it in school. But and also just from like consuming art online. And then if you want to give her, you know what I'd do? I'd give her a little ponytail or something, and then have that like you could also have that sort of like flow. I don't know. I don't know, dude. There you go. She loves Prime, dude. Draw socks. Exactly. Just draw socks. Like, okay, I am gonna give you this as the fixes. So just tilt the head. Watch for the gesture. You don't have to draw her drinking Prime. That's kind of just a little joke, but I thought it was a nice touch. Prime, sponsor me. I'll show your product to kids, dude. I don't care. All right. And with that, I will leave you with that, Shisha Shireen. Thank you for posting in the Art Critiques channel. And now let's get back to our regularly scheduled programming. Thank you, Snack. No worries, big dog. What I would say, Jadu, is if you're doing environment stuff, start with thumbnails. Start with thumbnails. They'll make your life a million times easier. Bro, I'm tweaking. Oopsies. Yeah, I got too many little wrinkles here. It's making the eye read longer than wider than I want it to. I must have shifted something over because all my fucking colors like off. It's pissing me off. Anyway, it's not super important. I was doing the collar last time I checked, I think. Or not the collar, the freaking turtleneck. Nobody tell Glad I'm drawing a turtleneck. I still have two more character to design, three-ish environments to design, some storyboarding to do, so I'm probably going to be working on it for a while. Yeah, but think of the gains, the XP gains you're going to get from learning all this shit. Just try to apply everything we talked about into the next character. I would, but she left the call a while ago. I was joking, NFT. Don't bug Glad about the drawing I'm making, just because he has a turtleneck. That angle, I want to make the angle higher, but the issue is the cigarette's in the way. My cigarette's kind of long here now that I'm looking at it. Okay, so we can make it higher. So was I, Snack? So were you what? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to what I was saying. I posted a soft shaded version of the character in Share if you want to take a look. It's not important because I want the idea to be flat shaded, but it's interesting regardless. Okay. Okay, yeah. I would say you still need to move away from using black as much. It just muddies images. If you're doing a very painterly look, you're going to be really limiting your use of black, literally down to like almost just 1% of your drawing. You really don't want to use a lot of dark colors, or not dark colors, just pure blacks. You want to avoid pure blacks in a more like painterly looking illustration. Do a little cleanup up in here. Whatever. think this needs to come out more. I think I got the width a little wrong on the jacket here. Yeah, square I think is better because his looks a lot more blocky to me. I'm gonna clean it up here though. I'm really pissed off at the way my hands look in this. I think they're lazy. I think I could do better. I do kind of want like the sort of simple hand. That looks fucking weird. Okay. Just proportions are a little off. Okay. That versus that. Better. I think that's better. Dude, doing turnarounds is quite an exercise. I'm not gonna lie. The amount of like mental effort I've had to go into like after like doing something and be like, how the fuck would this look like at this angle is tough, man. I really think I need to like do this more, just because I feel like it trains muscles that I just didn't think I needed to work, and I think I do. I need to really consciously think about this stuff. Turnarounds are tough, but very fun once they get working. Yeah, it's very satisfying to have one done and cleaned up. But man, they're fucking tough. Where's the back view? I don't really. I could do a back view, I guess. I don't think it's like the most important view. Basically, if I were doing a back view, all I would do is copy this. Okay, back view is the easiest one to do, from what I remember. So you basically copy it, and then you take the this view. You get rid of everything on the inside, and you just flip everything over. Fuck. 11 a.m. Thank you for the follow. Something like that. Something like that. Okay. Where's his face? There's his face. We're gonna lock that, minimize it. I did his hair, his face, and his body on 3 different layers. It was a bit of a pain in the ass, but What fucking layers is John? Oh my god. Is it on the face layer? This is basically how you do it back. It's the same shit, but now you're just turning all the angles around. There you go. He's basically back turned. They're not like super difficult to do. And then I guess I could, instead of having this line come across there, I could have it be like this. There you go. It's more or less a back turn. And then the ears, you just flip it the other way. When will they invent drawing esports? Imagine. What's the shortcut to the turn on the view from the previous cell on second cell for reference? What's the shortcut to the turn on the view from the previous cell on the second cell for reference? Can you clarify what you mean, Sage? I'm not exactly sure what you mean. What's the shortcut to, I know you're looking for like a shortcut on how to draw something from on the view from the previous cell. What do you mean by previous cell is my question, I guess. See, there you go. Back turns are a lot easier. The only difference is that now the belt line is going to be elevated. So the curves are inverse. Because this is going this way, if you draw through it, it actually curves up this way. So this is going to go like that. And then this is going to go like that. What's your drawing elo snack? I don't know. I have no idea, guys. I don't know. Like, to see the line art for the first cell, how do I see it in the next cell as a shadow? Oh, you mean to animate, like the onion skin. Yeah, so it's called onion skinning in animation. So it's just the way you think about it is like onions have layers, right? Think of Shrek. I'm like, we've got layers, donkey. You know? And the way to view onion skin, I think it's this button right here. You can't see it very well, I think. Yeah, see, I can turn it on and off. And then what you do to change how many images you see before and after. I don't know if you can see the button. If you're on mobile, you're probably fucked. If you're on desktop, what I'm hovering around right now, this button here, that's what you'll use. And then to view your, or to change your onion skin settings, I'm trying to remember how the fuck I do this. It's been a while. I know you can't see the pop-ups. I'll screenshot them. Oh shit, you can't see the actual animation. Oh, the timeline. That's so fucked. Okay. Okay. On the timeline, it's this button here. Fucking goddamn it, dude. Okay, there we go. This button here. This button turns on and off onion skin. Thank you. No worries. Did that work? Does that solve your issue? That's crazy you guys don't see my timeline, dude. My timeline is fucked. I wish you guys could see it, because it's I'm very proud of how fucked it is. Okay, let me pull up my full timeline. Anyways, I'm not gonna, it's not important. Fuck it, I'm not gonna brag about my timeline. But just know it's crazy. It's crazy. Ugh. He's diamond? You think I'm diamond? I gotta get to GM, dude. I think diamond's probably fair. I think if I were to give myself an elo, diamond is probably fair. It's not like upper, but it's not like middle. Gold, if gold is like middle, I'm at least platinum or diamond. I think. I think that's reasonable. He's diamond unbreakable, exactly, dude. Rock hard. Too many tryhards. Yeah, there are. I intend to get to GM though in my lifetime. I don't know if we can do it, but I'll try. And then yeah, so you're doing all the same shit. You're just going in here. If the wrinkles are overlapping on one side, they're not on this side. This is how you do a back pose. Very simple. Back poses are like the easiest one to do. I don't even really do them, to be quite honest. First time artist is bronze. Yo-Yo Shinaru's champion rank. Where are you? I don't know. If those are league ranks, I have no idea, bro. I've never played League in my life. You're gonna have to go with Overwatch. Overwatch ranks are the only things I'm really familiar with. And like fucking Slippy Online. That is Overwatch champion. There's no champion league in fucking Overwatch, bro. Don't lie to me, dude. Unless you're talking about Overwatch 2. I'm talking about Overwatch 1. There you go. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. I think that's a good back view. I'm gonna actually merge all these back view layers. We're gonna do that, and then what other one is this one? We're gonna merge all these, merge selected layers, and now we're gonna take that. And we're gonna just shift it. Whoa! I actually don't need these guys. Bye bye, bye bye, fellas. Don't need you. Don't need you. We're gonna take you. We're gonna shift you. I don't know. We'll put you like here-ish. Actually, I gotta make sure you stay horizontal. We'll put you like here. Then we'll go back to what we had before. That. No. That. And then that. And then we're gonna take these. We're gonna lock that. Unlock that. That. Unlock that. And then that. Merge. I think that's all the other three guys. Yeah, okay. Shit. I didn't mean to select this. There you go. Now we got a back turn. See how easy the back turns are, guys? They're really not that complicated. Thank you for doing the back view. No worries, big dog. Are you just playing Blue Exorcist intros? I'm not complaining. These songs fucking rock, dude. I don't know what I'm playing right now. I pressed play on some weeb shit. It's just doing it's. You know how Spotify has like daily mixes? That's what I'm doing. I click daily mix one, and it's just pure weeb shit because that's all we've been listening to. And so it's just going through all of the weeb shit we've listened to like this week. It's great. They added a new rank. It's Grandmaster Champion Top 500 now. Okay, well, I'm trying to get to top 500. I don't think I ever will though. I don't think that's physical. I don't think that's physically possible with how many cracked artists there are in the world. All right, guys, I gotta take a fat piss. I'll be right back. All right. All right, we're back. I hope you guys didn't miss me too much. Okay, let's see. I gotta get rid of my Kakashi like reference image. One thing I will say, the profile doesn't read the same to me. The profile feels off compared to the other ones. I think the three quarters looking good. I think, obviously they all need a little bit of cleanup, a little bit of TLC. I think the three quarters looking good, back view's looking good. Uh, profile, I don't think that ain't it for me. I think we gotta do better on the profile personally. That's probably not gonna be a today thing. That's probably gonna be a tomorrow or not tomorrow thing, a Friday thing most likely. But yeah, I don't know. Anyone know how to save an animation as an animation? You know what's funny? I've never actually had to do an export on fucking Clip yet. So no, I have no idea. I worked on TV Paint mostly, and that one was just like you click the export button. Whoever put these on, complete shoutouts to them. Love Blue Exorcist. That's all me, baby. That's all me, I think. It could be somebody else. I don't know if you guys have been redeeming. I shouldn't take credit. I have no idea. It feels like it's me though. Okay, where's my measurement line? I don't really need these anymore. No, I actually queued in my world. All right, sorry. Stolen valor on my bad. My bad. My bad. Cat always out here gotta announce himself unloading his water pistol. That thing's friggin' locked and loaded, dude. I got the what were those water guns called? I got the fucking Super Soaker 10,000, dude. That was the 90s water guns. You guys ever have Super Soakers? This shit retro as fuck. The Super Soaker XP100, that's what it's called. Okay, Kakashi, where the fuck you at? Alright, get the fuck out of here, bitch. Alright, there we go. I'm gonna unlock that, lock that. I think that's literally all of them. We're gonna do a little bit of cleanup here. Actually, I'm gonna also make sure that I'm shifting them on the same line. Let's do some cleanup. I'm gonna use my eraser that just erases on every layer because it just makes my life easier. Just get rid of all these little scritchy scribbles. When I touch the tablet or I jump like from one tab to another and I come back, I end up adding these little bloppy pieces of shit everywhere. There we go. Gonna do a little quick pass. So you're welcome. Thank you, Sid. That's what I meant. Thank you. That was the other thing I was thinking of. It slipped my mind, of course. We got the freaking master DJ, Sydney Cow, in the house, dude. Sydney Cow. That's you from now on. Cow. You guys ever watch Trailer Park Boys? No, I'm saying. I'm saying. Whatever. Little marks all over. I do that too when I switch colors on my drawings. Yeah, I have a really bad habit of just fucking touching my tip to everything. It leaves little marks all over the tablet. It drives me nuts. Okay, there we go. Na 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 na. Oh shit. I just realized I didn't move the color layer. It's gonna be in a weird spot, yeah. Okay, let's try this. Man, this freaking anime, what was it? What was it called again? It fell off so hard, dude. I'm so disappointed. This could have been such a good show. Something Paradise, right? I always forget the name. The Promised Neverland. That's what it is. Why did I think Paradise? I'm gonna erase a little bit of this. It just feels like that line goes a little too. There we go. A little cleanup in this guy. There we go. Clean up inside this fella. I've never seen something fumble so hard in my life. Yeah, I know, dude. The mangaka had to cut the manga early, and I think they tried to fix it in the anime, and they just made it worse. The manga and the anime just fell off. Yeah, they tried to pull. I think they tried to pull like what is it like what Fullmetal Alchemist did, where the manga was like way ahead of like the or way behind the anime, and so they ended up just freestyling the anime. But the 2003 version of like Fullmetal Alchemist was kind of lit. I'm not gonna lie. I really like the tone in that one. They also did the Nina arc a lot better in the original Fullmetal Alchemist rather than than Brotherhood. Brotherhood did Nina okay. Nina was way better handled in the OG, the 2003. The plot made no fucking sense, but you know, it was still I liked it. Noragami is fucking peak, dude. I love Noragami. Noragami was slept on hard though. Yeah, I was pissed off when when I saw season two. It could have been an adopted masterpiece. Yeah, that's life. What are you gonna do, huh? One Punch Man season two is kind of like that, just kind of mid. It wasn't like atomically horrible, but it was a little midi poo. I'm gonna clean that up. I don't really think I need that there or this. Ow. I just slammed my elbow again, dude. Why do I keep doing that? They never finished the animation, right? I think Noragami got canceled. I think that's what happened, if I'm not mistaken. No, I only remember getting it two seasons. Why do they always fuck up on season two? I mean, in the case of One Punch Man, it got bought out by a different studio, like the contract to the show, because the main studio just couldn't do it anymore. I think they lost like a lot of their top talent and they sold off the contract. I can't remember the exact lore, but it was like something like that. That's why I stopped watching anime and just read the manga instead. So many disappointing moments in the anime. Manga was so good, I don't even need to say it. Yeah. This is for what, One Punch Man? I don't the manga is like it's Yusuke Murata who does the fucking illustrations for One Punch Man, I think. He's like a legendary mangaka though. He is like fucking top tier. That guy's Grandmaster. I've been animating a magical transformation. It's hell, dude. I've restarted at least 30 times. Yeah. Yeah. I relate. No reason to wait for the anime when you can enjoy the manga right now. True. Actually, I found the reason for this. Apparently, anime is only supposed to serve as an advertisement for people to go buy the manga. They aren't supposed to be standalone products in most cases. That makes sense. Mangas probably make way more money than fucking animes, but that's how they got me with Made in Abyss. I didn't even know they had season 2 out. After I saw season 1, I went to the manga and my mind was being blown. Damn. Made in Abyss is so worth it though. I don't usually watch anime movies, but every release of Made in Abyss, I've had my eyes glued to the screen. Maybe I should check this thing out. Everybody keeps talking about Made in Abyss. Maybe I'll check it out one day. The cost of animation's too big. Yeah, I mean, ironically, they also managed to fucking not pay their animators dog shit. So is it really that big? But I guess it is. I don't know. Damn, that statement came straight from the heart. I mean, I've never worked in Japanese animation. I've worked in Canadian animation, but Japanese animation is like way worse. Like, if you think we got it bad, they got it fucking a million times worse, dude. Oh shit. What's art? How you doing, dude? I don't know if I pronounced that right. Why's our art? Why's art? Why's art? How you doing, big dog? Welcome in. Welcome in. You're catching me towards the end of stream. I'm gonna be wrapping up pretty soon. Yeah, just found your art and damn, very nice. Thank you, dude. I appreciate it. We try. We try. Right now we're doing a character turnaround that we're gonna turn into an animation, hopefully. And yeah, that's it. That's what we're doing right now. Oh shit. Oh shit. Wizdart. Wizdart. Thank you for the follow, big dog. I'm not gonna do that every time. I might. I don't know. We'll see. If only there was a collection of all animators that teamed up together to advocate for a collective of rights in the workforce. Yeah, unions are definitely like a thing. They're a thing in the US, they're not a thing in Canada, and I'm gonna be honest, the average animator is kind of a they're kind of terrified to get laid off as a consequence of trying to unionize. I know of rumblings at certain studios that tried to unionize, and it just gets like fucking union busted hard. Like the studios come down on it really aggressively, and they will literally like cut jobs and all that shit. Anyways, it's a whole thing. That's fucked up. That's life, baby. When do you think you'll be working on the animation? Once I get this character turnaround done, and then I get some facial expressions done. I want to do an expression sheet also. And mostly expressions related to what we're going to need in the animation. Just a lot of shocked and angry faces. I think my line here is a little too high. I think the shape variety needs to be a little different. There we go. Union busting should be illegal. It is illegal. It's just that, it's not usually called union busting. It's more just like, if you've got a bunch of people who are being vocal, well, maybe when a next contract comes up, maybe theirs doesn't get renewed. It's not technically union busting, but it is. That's mostly how a lot of the studios handle it. Sad that it's already at the end, but I'm gonna make sure to get here some other time. Well, look, dude, here's the way my stream works. I'm on a schedule, so every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday I stream, with some exceptions if ever I need like a day off or whatever. But in general, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday are when I stream. Friday and Monday, so the weekdays, I stream at 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. And Saturday and Sunday, the weekend days, I stream at 12 p.m. Eastern time. So that's sort of how it works. So I'll write that here. Monday and Friday. And also, you could always just join the Discord if you are over the age of 18. We are an 18 plus channel. If you're over the age of 18, you can join the Discord, and you're more than welcome to turn on notifications, and then you'll just get live notifications whenever I go live. So, and you can post your art and get feedback from me live on stream. And this is all Eastern time, I should say. EST, Eastern time. And with that, guys, I think now's a good time to wrap up. I think I'm going to look for somebody to raid out to. Let's see what we got. I guess we can't set up a union, but here everyone can hang out at my house to talk about the things they hate about work. Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, yeah. I hate working. Have I mentioned that? Only a couple hundred times. I sent my designs for my animation in the Discord. Pretty generic, but it's for a small project. Well, look, Red Velvet, if you're here on Friday, I'll go over it then, I promise. But because we're at the end of stream, we're going to save it for then, all right? And then if you're in chat next Friday, we'll go over it for sure, all right? Let me raid out. We're going to rate it to someone I know just because I'm lazy. I don't want to mingle with a new person. So we're going to rate into He Sweet Kai. And then that'll be that. And then I will see you guys on Friday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. See you there, guys. Bye-bye.